Our top story tonight, protesters gathering downtown tonight in response to Monday's deadly accident involving ice. It happened early yesterday morning around 7:45 near the Truman Parkway and Whitfield Avenue intersection, less than half a mile away from where Dr. Linda Davis taught at Hess K-8. Officials tell us 38-year-old Oscar Lopez was running from a traffic stop initiated by ICE, made an illegal U-turn, ran a red light, and hit Dr. Linda Davis, a teacher at Hess K-8. Lopez is now facing several charges, including vehicular homicide. A judge decided not to set bond in a virtual hearing this morning. We will let you know more about what people are saying about Dr. Davis, the best about her legacy that she leaves behind. That's coming up in just a moment. First, though, WSAV's Isabella Baez has more on the protest in Forsyth Park.
Just a day after Savannah school teacher Linda Davis died, a protest held in response. Organizers say their goal is to abolish ICE.
Justice for Linda Davis! Justice for Linda Davis!
The Savannah Party for Socialism and Liberation organized an emergency protest. They say it's a direct response to the death of Linda Davis. Organizers saying she deserves justice, and the immigration and custom enforcement officers involved in the pursuit should be held accountable.
She's a teacher, a school teacher, a beloved member of this community, and we're here today to say that we actually demand justice, for not only the teacher, but also for all the people who have been terrorized by ICE.
People in attendance tell WSAV they believed if ICE officers were never in Savannah, that crash never would have happened, and Dr. Davis would still be alive.
Because when it comes to this chase, it never should have happened, and ICE actually shouldn't be in our communities to begin with.
I was extremely hurt for something like that to happen in this city. I know we've been watching nationally how the effects of ICE in certain cities, but for something like that to happen here, I mean, it hurt.
City of Savannah District 2 Alderman Dietrich Leggett also agreeing that the incident never should have happened, and local law enforcement were never aware of the ICE pursuit.
Before you start making those type of actions happen in the city of Savannah, you need to check in. You have to talk to our chief, you have to talk to our city manager before those type of things happen, even talk to the sheriff. So there's a lot of entities that have to be at the table.
Organizers and city officials in attendance say they share their condolences to Dr. Davis's family, friends, students, and anyone who knew her. Reporting in Savannah, I'm Isabella Baez, WSAV News 3 on your side.
As people in Savannah take to the streets voicing their concerns about ICE activity in Savannah, we are learning more about Dr. Linda Davis. Colleagues say she left a lasting impression on her students and the school system. Dr. Davis began her career with Savannah Chatham County Public Schools at Brock Elementary in 2022 as a fourth grade language arts teacher. She created a classroom where students felt seen, supported, and important. Beyond teaching, she helped develop programs that celebrated the history of the school. Last August, Davis transitioned to Hess K-8, and her loss has been felt across multiple schools and throughout the community.
She's established a legacy. She'll never be forgotten, and I'm sure if you interacted with anyone, any of her colleagues or her students, they would all have nothing but good things to say about her. Linda was a wonderful woman.
Hess K-8 leaders say any student or family who needs support can contact the school. You can find more coverage on this story, like reaction from local and state lawmakers, on our website, wsav.com/IceChase. Meanwhile, officials with the Effingham County Sheriff's Office investigating a deadly crash of their own, this one involving a motorcycle. It happened just before noon on Highway 80 at Pine Street. Right now, we don't know if the fatality was the motorcyclist or if another driver was involved. The Effingham County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit tells WSAV they will release more details once the investigation is complete and the family has been notified. Well, tonight, the nation is remembering a titan of the civil rights movement. Reverend Jesse Jackson, Baptist minister, activist, and a two-time presidential candidate, has died at the age of 84. WSAV's Nakia Harris spoke with a close friend who not only knew him as a public figure, but the man behind the movement.
If I could just say one thing to him, I'll say what what I'm accustomed of saying to him. I love you, my brother. I love you.
On Tuesday, the family of Reverend Jesse Jackson announced his death at the age of 84 after facing health challenges. And for Benjamin Pelote, the loss is personal.
So about a month ago, I went up and spent 3 days with him, and I had time to be with him during his transition. He this morning was hurt and joy all together. And the way I saw Jesse suffering when I was there, I'm just grateful that God ended his suffering, and I know that he's at peace.
Pelote and Jackson shared a friendship that spanned nearly 5 decades, and it started right here in Savannah. What began as a glimpse of Jackson during a march in the 1960s and later meeting in the 1970s turned into a lifetime of lessons and friendship.
He was really a teacher because I had time to travel around with him for different corporate American companies and stuff, and see how he opened the doors for others, but not necessarily for himself. And his whole thing was about serving. If you serve and look for nothing in return, something will come to you just because.
Now, there's a saying that some people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. For Pelote, he says Jackson was all 3.
His whole dream was to give us an uplift out of life. And when he started leaving behind Keep Hope Alive, I think that will live with a lot of us forever. As I grew to know him, I find the real Jesse Jackson, and he was about change a nation.
And that was Nakia Harris reporting. For decades, Pelote says he walked in step with Jackson's vision, first as a witness to the movement and later as a friend. New tonight, a controversial sand mine project in Jasper County is now moving forward. The County Council voted tonight to approve both a development agreement and a rezoning request for the project in the Grays community. WSAV's Danielle Kopp has more on the divided decision.
Ask you just one question. They were putting this mine next to your house, next to your family, next to your water table. Would you be so quick to say yes?
A developer's plan to bring a sand mine to the Grays area of Jasper County continues to receive pushback from several residents. But tonight, their feelings came with the final plea.
You have the opportunity to stop this tonight. It's not too late.
Gentlemen, you hold in your hands a lot of power over our lives and our futures. Are those hands clean? Then do the right thing and just say no.
Locals aren't only upset council is looking at changing the currently rural and protected land to commercial use, but they're concerned about the effects to air and water quality as well as impacts to traffic. The developer projects around 75 to 85 trucks a day in and out of the property.
The proposed mine is likely just the first domino that will fall and completely change the character of the rural, pristine, residential area in Grays.
Sand, dirt is necessary in a community. These roads, these house paths, and all required. And that is unfortunate. I wish we didn't have to see it, but we do.
While one council member motioned to disapprove both the development agreement and the land zoning request, the motions to move both forward outweighed him 4-1, officially approving the sand mine. Danielle Cobb, WSAV News 3, on your side.
The countdown is on for the City of Savannah's 202nd St. Patrick's Day Parade, and the celebration set for Tuesday, March 17th. Not only one of the largest and longest running parades in the nation, Savannah's parade is also a major boost for the local economy. Tourism leaders say this year's midweek parade could mean hotel rooms, shopping, and dining stay busy all week. Mayor Van Johnson says he wants to see local businesses thrive during the festivities.
I've requested an ordinance that we create opportunities for Savannah businesses to have the first right to be able to participate in the bonanza that is St. Patrick's Day. I just think if you are a Savannah business and you are investing in Savannah all year long, that we should give Savannah businesses the opportunity to first engage in that.
For those planning to attend the parade, make sure to have lodging, and parking ahead of time. Now, if you cannot make it, you can watch right here on WSAV and the WSAV Now app.